And here we are, going to be doing the Sunset Remote Walking Track in the Murray Sunset National Park in Victoria. Decided to do this one because it's only a 4-hour drive. My youngest daughter's with me again, so that's going to be great. And here is Lake Becking. Not bad at all. So if you go on the Parks Victoria website, this is listed as a 66k walk, but everyone else says it's only 57.58. So I think we're going to go with the 57.58. We're going to do it in 3 days. We're going to do the first day as the biggest day, 22k's, and then from there we're going to come back kind of early on the last day. So we're going to do it counterclockwise. A lot of people do it clockwise. We're going to do it counterclockwise, so we can get the biggest day out of the way first. That's actually quite nice. Doesn't look that pink, but it's quite nice. Bit of water in it. There's been a bit of rain this year, so it's made up for the last couple of years. That's nice. Look at that. Very nice. Let's go. 22k's today to our first campsite. 18 the next, 17 the last. Well, it really is a salt lake. Check that out. It's amazing, hey? It is a little bit pink too. If you look at it in the right angle, you can see a little bit of pink. I don't know if that'll show up, but there's definitely some pink there. That's cool. Alright, we're off into the Mallee Scrub after leaving Lake Becking, which is what the majority of the walk's going to be like, as I understand it. So kind of the real southern Australia, if you ask me, just scrubby ground like this. It certainly has its place. It's almost 11 o'clock in the morning at the moment, because it took us those 4 hours to drive from Adelaide, and we hope to get to camp about 5 p.m. Let's see how we go. We hit the fence line that we now got to follow for quite a while before we turn right. It's a bit of a different walking, isn't it, from what I've done recently. You get Victorian high country, and then you get the tropical forest of Queensland. And now we get this, the Mallee Scrub of Northwestern Victoria. Australia's got all kinds of scenery, doesn't it? So the trail's just following the top of an old sand dune. We're just trundling along, stopped and had food just before. It's a bit overcast, chance for rain, and then definite chance for rain overnight tomorrow night. Heading towards the Jess Track campsite. I can't say, it's nice with the spring. There's a lot of flowers around, which is good to look at, like beautiful little yellow flowers we can see here. But I wouldn't say it's the most spectacular of tracks. It's a bit different though, and you do get some views like that out across the Mallee Scrub. Yeah, that's actually not a bad place to camp if you had water. Nice view and all. Alright, let's keep pushing. It's still pushing along. About 5-ish Ks to go now. Heat of the day starting to dissipate. A lot of cloud around. Might get a touch of rain even. Now, if we're lucky, we might start seeing some animals come out for the evening cool. A lot of sign of kangaroo and emu, and I did see some paw prints. I was wondering what they were, but we'll see, eh? After 21 Ks, just went over 21 Ks by my watch, we have about a K to go, and I am looking forward to getting the chair out and having a sit down. Still, it's always good to be out here. Always good to be out here. Alright, after 22.3 Ks by my watch, I can see the tank and the camping area. It looks like we might be the only people here, which is what you want on one of these remote tracks, isn't it? You want that isolation, that like adventure of being the only person within Ks. So unless someone shows up after 4 now, we are the only people here. And there is a kangaroo right there. Nice, just gets better. I think one of those will be our camp spot. Sweet. Oh, there goes the kangaroo. There's more than one out there. Cool, let's get a camp set up. Leaving camp just before 8 o'clock on day 2. Bit of a dusty old campground there. Quite small, but there was water, which is good. And now we are heading off for an 18K day to Mount Crozier, which will be the high point of the trip, like physically the high point of the trip. Highest elevation. It's quite nice. It's going to be warm today. I got a forecast through the Zolio that said it's going to be 28. So since it's only 18 Ks, we're hoping to get there like 12 o'clock, 12:30, and then we're just going to chill out through the heat of the day part, and so we don't have to walk in it like we did yesterday. And then the rain might come in later on in the evening. But let's go and see what kind of territory we're going to be walking through today. So walking, you tend to go in this kind of sand a lot on this trail, and then every now and then, as it will be in a second here, you break out into a kind of more hard-packed surface like this. I can tell you, when you're climbing hills in that kind of sand, it can be a touch painful. There's an old kind of camp here with some kerosene drums or whatever they were. Tins. Off the side of the trail here. You know, look at this, guys opened it old school way. I wonder if, wow, look at that, that's cool. I wonder if back in the day, this was for the guys who were doing the fencing. Oh, that is, hey, look at that. That's cool. Looks like there's a bucket or something over here. Oh, there's buckets hanging in the trees. I guess hikers have found those and put those up. So look at this, little bucket here. That's kind of cool. A lot of cans, just everywhere, scattered everywhere. So it's a bit interesting. Oh, is this an old stove? Looks like it's got cut marks in it for air, right? If you look at it. Yeah. And those ones too, they look like they're set up as an old stove. That's totally been set up as some kind of like firebox or stove. Really, really cool. A lot of really cool old artifacts. I wonder what they were doing. I can only speculate, right? So you can see through here, there's everywhere. There's more on the ground over there. Oh, there's a trail. There's an old trail through here. So this makes more sense. An old road. There's a bucket's hanging in the tree there. Probably, definitely put up by hikers. And this is not the walking path, I don't think. Or is it? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it curves around. In fact, it definitely is. Huh. And there's still some on this side of the road, so they're everywhere. It's always cool when you come across bits of history like that. We were just talking about where the animals get their water from, and we come across this little depression. Such desolate country otherwise, but I guess there's enough rain that it collects here. Here's an example. This is a malleefowl nest right in the middle of the trail. You can see the post behind here. And I'm guessing it's still in use because there seems to be a lot of tracks going in this way. Are they fresh or not? That's the big answer, big question. A little lizard trail there too, or another bird maybe. But yeah, it'd be cool to see one. Looks like they're heading off that way. Huh. All right, we've done 7 Ks out of an 18K day. Been walking for just under 2 hours. Should be able to get this done nice and early before the real heat of the day. So we just had a sighting of what we think was a malleefowl. I mean, I didn't see it, but it's described as a big fat bird that was waddling off. So if I keep my eyes open, I might actually spot one. It is a clear and blue day today. Look at it. Incredible. And the forecast I saw said it's going to rain tonight, but if you were looking at these skies, would you think that was going to happen? It is very windy at the moment, so there might be a change coming in, I guess, but we'll have to see. Another little dried out waterhole there. And beyond it, might be a reason there are malleefowl around. Who knows? The trail just goes through sudden, amazing vegetation changes. So I don't know what these are, she oaks? I'm not sure, but suddenly we are completely out of the eucalyptus, standard old mallee scrub eucalyptus, into this. And I'm sure it'll suddenly disappear again, just as suddenly as it started. It's getting warm today, man. It's getting warm. Even with that wind helping to cool it down. This is what I mean about it constantly changing. Now we're walking through a wide open kind of field. Is it saltbush? I'm not sure. With, you know, pig face, whatever that flower is. A very different environment to the one we've been walking in. That change is nice. I would say this day is more entertaining visually than the first day, which was just mallee scrub, mallee scrub, mallee scrub. Hopefully my wind protection is working as well. It's a bit of wind now. Bit of wind and a bit of heat. Fortunately, it's a headwind, so we're walking right into it. It's slowing us down. After just over 18 Ks, we have made it to the water tank. Now we are going to set up our tent and relax. Bit of a hard day today. A lot of heat, a lot of flies, a lot of sand, very painful really walking, but prettier than yesterday, that's for sure. So now we'll get set up, just sit in the shade for a while actually, because it's just gone 12:30, I don't even know what time it is, maybe 1 o'clock. Sit in the shade for a while before we set the tent up. Okay, let's go. So we made the decision to climb up to the top of Mount Crozier today because the weather's coming in a little bit. It might be a bit rainy in the morning tomorrow. So we'll go up and have a look today. Look at the sky, hey? I was talking before how blue it was and how amazing it was and how I didn't think it would, cloud up. But it has. Alright, so this is the view you get from the top of Mount Crozier. There's the four-wheel drive campground down there. I see one vehicle. Tomorrow we have to go 17 or so k's that way back to Lake Becking. So that's it. Another night. Alright, we're just eating. We're now going to get into the tent. It's only going about like 6:20, but still. Going to get up really early tomorrow so we can get back as quick as possible, jump in the car and go home. But we're the only ones here, and so that's kind of cool. Okay, it is 5:40 in the morning, and we are heading out, leaving our camp spot. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little set of eyes shining back at me. Those are spiders, tiny little spiders, crazy. But anyway, it's 5:40 in the morning, and we are out on day 3. I actually kind of like leaving this early in the morning. It's like a bit of an adventure feel, you know. All right, there is a light rain falling. It rained overnight. Not too heavily, but did. Passing the tank. And now we get to climb up to the top of Mount Crozier with this rain falling on us. I was hoping we would get a bit more light in the sky and maybe get a bit of a sunrise, but I think we're a touch early. Like 50 minutes a touch early. But let's get it done. Day 3, 17 k's, pretty much a straight line south. Time to enjoy. Wow, the camera makes it look like it's much lighter than it actually is. But you can see a little bit of dawn, kind of red in the distance there. It's actually a lot darker in person than that, I'd have you believe. I'll probably never see this view again in my life. When you're backpacking, you've got to think about that, you know? Fun times that slip and go by, you know? Got to enjoy it while you're here. The hardest thing about today is the unrelenting sand. It's almost constant sand. Constantly climbing hills like this, like the one we just climbed, in sand. It's like a massive beach walk. Every now and then we hit some clay pan and that's super nice. But otherwise, sand, sand, and more sand. Well, there were a whole bunch of goats just in there a second ago. I was talking to the camera about, oh my gosh, look at the goats. Wow, it's so cool to see animals. It's amazing, even if they are feral. And I didn't press record. I just have to take my word for it. There was a herd of goats, feral goats, just hanging out over there. A whole bunch of little babies with them as well. Oh well, I still got to see them. You just didn't. So we have made it back to the fence line. We've got about 9 k's to go. Following the fence line all the way. We should hit the turn off for the other route, you know, the other part of the P in a minute. Whew, man. The sand though. That last section was a bit of a morale booster. It was really nice. Big open area, a little bit of dirt walking, seeing the kangaroos and the goats. So it's a trail that can get you down a bit, but then it can bring you right back up. So there it is, Lake Becking. It's always kind of a happy and sad moment when you finish a hike. You're happy to have had it done, but you kind of know, oh my gosh, there's some emus running across the lake there, 4 of them. Oh my gosh, what a great way to finish. Like I was about to say, you know those wonderful memories are going to slowly start to fade. You know, those happy moments are going to become very distant memories. I guess it's time to plan the next hike, eh? My remote sunset, done.